Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
On the newspaper page, and love and tradition of the grand design, some people say it's even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls, 'cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. Days go by. It's the bigger love of the family.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chief here with Chief Talk on the Mount Cigar Guy YouTube channel. It is just me this evening, and tonight is probably going to be another short night. I'm going to try to stretch it an hour. We're going to try to get there. But to preface and to update, next week we weren't going to have a show. We're going to have a show. We were going to have a warp event at the shop next week. I think my sound might be peaking a little high. We were going to have an event next week, but I think it is being moved to a different day. So tentatively, we will not miss a show next week like we have been anticipating. But tonight, probably going to be a short show. I am solo tonight. Bob the Cigar Guy is not here. Bob the Cigar Guy is on a weird work schedule right now. And so, unfortunately, he has been relegated to like really weird long shifts. And he's still apparently. And even if he wasn't at work, I wouldn't ask him to come out here because he's going to work all day. And I'm sure he's going to be doing it all day tomorrow and so on and so forth. So we're going to hang out, you guys and me. We're going to have a good time, hopefully. Also, another reason for the short show is my wife, teacher. She is on a teaching excursion getaway thing. Her and a handful of the teachers are, we got bussed down to Oceanside Resort. No, terrible. To do some more teaching, learning stuff. So I am a single dad for the next few days, and so it means my children are in the house with the first lady of the Bob the Cigar Guy YouTube channel, which means I have to put them to bed tonight as well, and that means I have to wake them up tomorrow to get them to school, daycare. So probably won't be doing a 2-hour show this evening. I don't know if Jay Bates had said anything in the chat yet. I don't know if he's going to be in the chat today, but today is his birthday. I did call him this morning and I was saying a happy birthday call because my phone was like, hey, by the way, today is Jay Bates' birthday. You should call him. I was like, well, I was going to call him anyways, but whatever. It's weird that you automatically do that for me. So welcome in Banker John, Michael, Zach Harry, Zanstra, Mac Bergson says, hey everyone, hope you can have a good week. At Taekwondo with the voice, we want us to wish Jay Bates a happy birthday. Supremo Tobacco, what is going on, my man? What else we got in here? Charles Adamson, welcome to the show. Michael Carter, welcome to the show. Stogie Sister, glad to have you in here. Bob Ellis is here. Miss Diana Burns is here. We missed you guys last week. Hopefully you guys had a great week. Sammy Flo, welcome into the show over there, holding it down on Facebook. Hope you guys are having a great night. Now, I am not smoking yet because I am unboxing what I'm smoking this evening, and I wanted to unbox it with you guys here. I'm going to be unboxing a couple things tonight. Got a nice little drop off from one of our show sponsors. If you didn't know, Chief Talk, this show that we're doing right now, is sponsored by not only Natura Cigars, but the lovely people down in South Florida at True Estate Cigar. Both of those companies making sure that Chief Talk's available to be on the internet every single week, bringing you along, having fun, and just having a good time in the cigar smoking world. But tonight, excuse me. Firstly, gosh, the first lady made chili for dinner tonight. Is sneaking back up on me. She's trying to take me out from beyond. So no, Drew Estate dropped off a nice care package, and goodness, that took all my breath away. And so I wanted to go over it and unbox it with you. I actually unboxed it, but I haven't unboxed everything. So I figured I'd still call it an unboxing because we're going to be pulling things out of boxes this evening. Some of it's going to be a first look if you're not following certain people on social media. For some others, you may not be the first time you're seeing this. This might be the second or third time that you've seen it, since social media has had some people posting it from the Drew Estate Corporation. But before we get into there, before I show you what I'm going to be smoking, I want to know, one, how was your week? Hopefully you had a good week. Two, did you smoke anything good in between last week and this week that was super notable and suggestion worthy? And three, what are you smoking? What are you drinking this evening? Also, before we go any farther, I do want to make a note that we would love for you guys to, and if I could get to the thing that I'm looking for, goodness gracious, YouTube Studio, there we go. Actually, I can do it this way. No, I can't. YouTube Studio, content, live. Let's see. Currently live there. Let's come over here and click on this one. If you want to check out our friends over at Iron and Oak Haberdashery.com, it is Iron and Oak Haberdashery.com. For your first order, you can get 15% off anything on the website, I believe, but definitely the cigar accessories if you use the code, all one word, Chief Talk 15. That is Chief Talk, the word, and 15, the number. It is all one. There are no spaces in between Chief Talk or 15. And that gets you 15% off your first order at Iron and Oak Haberdashery.com. Go over there, check them out, and let them know that the Chief sent you. All right, let's get into Ron Maggio says, Happy Chinese New Year, everyone. Happy Year of the Horse. Michael Zakovic says he's had the Diesel TAA Tempest. Ooh, how was it? Bob Ellis says, a good week smoking a Macanudo Emissary France. Heck yes. Terry T-Rex said, hello, everyone. Hello, Terry. Mac Bergen says, DE care packages. I remember those days. Let's see. Fireborn, welcome into the show. Hopefully you're doing fine. getting some distortion. Can you end? I did. So the comments are coming in really weird this evening, by the way. I noticed that before the show when I was commenting over on YouTube saying hello, that the comments were not populating on StreamYard as quickly as they were being put out on YouTube and Facebook. So if I missed a comment, please don't pull a Sammy Flo and think that I am picking on you and not reading your comment. I just did not see your comment because it did not come through. Also, that is 20 people, 17 on YouTube, 3 over on Facebook. We are 6 out of 6 for shows this year in the 20 plus. Scott says, just dropping in. What are we discussing this fine evening, Scott? We are unboxing a package that I got from the fine folks over at Drew Estate Cigars. But while we are waiting for me to jump into these and stop teasing everybody with what I have asked, what have you smoked within the last week that's been really good? And then also, what are you smoking? What are you drinking this evening? If you're not, it's okay. But if you are, I want to know. Charles Adamson had the Blue Eye Jack Corona. Eric had the Owl Shop 85th anniversary by Foundation Cigars. What? Bob Ellis says, maybe because I've had a cold this week, but this France doesn't have much flavor. I definitely like the España more than I like the France. Terry T-Rex smoked a Banff barbed wire earlier in the week and absolutely loved it. Smoking a Diesel Whiskey Row Rabbit Hole PX Sherry Cask tonight. Whew, that's a lot to get on a band. Ron Maggio says, I had a Year of the Snake cigar and a Selección de Mercado this week. First time I smoked 2 days in a row for the new year. Heck yeah, love to hear that. Your mom is not only taking you out with the chili, she is also taking you out with her ratings. First Lady Rocks. Thank you, Sammy Flo. You're still crying over there, I see. Stogie Sister says, no cigars tonight below freezing. I'm sorry to hear that, Stogie Sister. Hopefully, look, it was almost borderline warm today for us. It's crazy just how different the weather was today than it has been the past few weeks. And then next week, it's going to be right back down into the freezing temperature. So for everybody who's been able to experience a little bit of spring or reprieve from the cold, enjoy it while you got it, because I think it's coming back with a vengeance before it leaves for good. Scott says, ooh, smoked a Foundation 10-year anniversary. Absolutely fantastic. Love that cigar. My number 2 cigar of the year for last year. What a good cigar. Now, speaking of good cigars and cigars that are probably going to pop up on ratings, excuse me. Dang, Bob Ellis got into the 70s in Southern Illinois today. 20 degrees this weekend. I know you were out there. Did you wear your nude crocheted bikini out there? All right, so without further ado, I'm going to stop answering questions. Please continue to comment. It's going to really need you guys to work the show with me tonight as we try to get past the hour mark, since I'm here solo dolo doing it original style. So Drew Estate dropped off a package, and I want to smoke cigars, so I'm going to open the cigar box first. Now, you're not going to care about the other cigars that came. They're cigars that have been out for years. They're cigars that you all have probably smoked. But this is a cigar that most of you, probably all of you, have not smoked yet, because this is the brand new H99 Liga Privada Hybrid Feral Flying Pig. So this year for events, Drew Estate is debuting the H99 in a Feral Flying Pig Vitola. Now, you can see it's nice and shiny. That's because I have not taken the plastic off yet, because I wanted to do this together. I wanted us to experience this together. So as Supremo Tobacco says, as the man Chris Duque says himself, as Brad Pitt says in the movie, what is it, 7? What's in the box? What's in the box? box. I'm going to show you what's in the box. This is my first look at these. Obviously, I did not, even with all the Rocky Patel rebanding allegations, which have thankfully sputtered into absolute silence. I do not have the materials here to be able to re-shrink wrap boxes. So here we go. I got the lid popped. I got the little tippy tab open, and as true and fit Drew Estate fashion, they want to protect the babies, and then they put that nice little Drew Estate Le Grand Fabrica cedar lining across the top of the cigar, and look at those beauties. Look at those cigars. The H99 Feral Flying Pig. We all know that I have an incredible love, an affinity, an obsession with the H99. It's actually funny. I work at a cigar lounge as a tobacconist and social media manager, curator, creator. And we did not have H99 at the shop before I started working there, and now we do. Whether that's my fault or not, we'll never know. But I am an H99 fiend, and people always come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I heard you love H99 is like your favorite cigar in the whole entire world. I'm gonna smoke one." I'm like, "Yeah, smoke one. It's not my favorite cigar in the world, but smoke one because it's fantastic." And then they smoke and they're like, "Holy crap! I see the hype. I get it." And so I'm so when I saw Ryan Rayford from Drew Estate post a story on Instagram about this cigar, I absolutely went bonkers. Jay Bates actually sent me a text. He was like, "Bro, did you see the H99 Feral Pig?" And I said, "Yes, I did." I can't wait to get my hands on it. So I texted my boy Will. I said, "Will, how are we going to get our hands on these things?" Sorry, I dropped everything on my desk. And he said, "Check us out at events." And I was like, "Hey, how about that? We're going to have you for an event," because Will McFall, Drew Estate Terrible, is my Drew Estate rep. And I was like, "Well, we're having an event with you at the end of April. I can't wait to see him." So Drew Estate said, "You know what? We love you so much. We're going to send you these so that you can have them for the channel." So thank you, Drew Estate, making sure that not only are we on the internet every week with Chief Talk, but we also have the new to smoke. So I'm going to get in on this. We do have some more stuff to unbox, so please don't go anywhere. There's actually even more stuff to unbox than what we're going to be unboxing tonight, but I didn't feel right unboxing everything without Bob the Cigar Guy. So I did leave a couple things to unbox when Bob the Cigar Guy does get back from his work sabbatical. His sabbatical from Chief Talk, i.e., he has to work, so he can't join us this evening. He did want to be here, but he was like, "Look, I worked a 14-hour day yesterday. I'm probably going to work a 14-hour day today. I'm probably going to have another one tomorrow." And he's got to work Saturday and Sunday as well. So Bobby needs some sleep. Now, one of the things that I love about the Liga Privada H99 is the inherent sweetness that you get on the cigar. No other Liga Privada, in my opinion, ooh, that's good. No other Liga Privada, in my opinion, has the depth of natural sweet tones, baking spices, gingerbread in the Liga profile that the H99 has. And this is no exception. That's just the first light, and that's really good. Now, I am somewhat skeptical because I was not a fan of the H99 Super Rancho, which was the 6x60, and this is, that's a 6x60 Parejo. This is a, I don't know the exact dimensions of this cigar. It's close, right? Doesn't say on the box. I'd say probably at its largest diameter, it's close to a 60. It probably is a 60, but it's not a full 60 in the sense that it tapers down on both ends, kind of like a Solomon Perfecto kind of sort of deal. Which way? Go that way. Let me get more of the cigar in so you can see. It is a beautiful cigar. I love the Feral Vitola. I love the Pig Vitola. The Pig Vitola is one of my absolute favorite Vitolas in the whole entire world. The H99 Pig is my favorite H99. Followed shortly right behind with the Robusto, then the Toro, and then probably the Papas Fritas, and then the Double Corona, and then the Super Rancho. So it'll be interesting to see where this one lands because the Pig is my favorite out of the H99 line. I'm excited to see just how well the cigar smokes. Bob Ellis had the M81 Flying Pig. Loved it. That is my favorite Vitola of the M81. Of any of the blackened, actually, is the Pig. That M81 Pig is fantastic. I really enjoy that cigar. It's a really good. Scott says, love the Feral Vitola and the love for H99. I'm right there with you. Tim says, beautiful. Supremo Tobacco says, that's real nice. Bob Ellis says, I think, I have a difference of opinion on the H99. Not bad, just not in my wheelhouse. Yeah, not surprised. But no, H99, when it comes to standard core Liga, when you think of standard core Liga, you think of H99, Liga 9, 252. Obviously, it's going to come down a lot of like, what kind of mood are you in? If you want something a little bit more bold, a little bit more earth, get you a Liga 9. If you want something that's a little, more smooth, a little more refined, not as heavy around the edges, get you a T52. If you want something that's smooth, lighter, and got a little bit of that extra little sweetness that you're looking for, H99 that's my suggestion when I talk about the Liga Privadas and at the cigar shop. That's how I describe them. And I have not been told that I led anybody awry yet. Because when people are asking for, hey, I want a birthday cigar, but I don't want something that's going to smoke me under the table, H99 is always on the top of that list. Hadn't been able to try the Flying Pig yet. The actual, just the small pig. Sorry about that. I'm having to reach over to my desktop. It's not really desktop, but that's unfortunate. Well, my cigars are broken. I must the drawer. The drawer was down and they're all busted in the wrapper. That sucks. Well, these ones are safe. My L40s are safe. Huh. Interesting. Have to go through that humidor before we leave tonight. See what else is broken. But all of my M81 Maduro pigs are broken. Raro. All right. Let's see. T52 for the win. I do love a T52. If I had to rank, I would go H99, T52, Liga 9. If I had to rank them. I hope you send one of those to the birthday boy, Jay Bates. But I just got him in today. and I don't know if they'll make it to to the mailbox between now and then. I love Jay Bates, but I don't know how much I'm going to love smoking these cigars, right? But we did give massive love to the homie Jay Bates today. Dan Burns says that is a 50 by 6 from what I can find out. Huh. I don't know. You like the Phineas Gauge better than the Papas? I'm not a big fan of Lanceros. I was not a big fan of the Phineas Gauge. It is in the H99 lineup. I like the pre-release version more than I like the like full-on brand launch of the Phineas Gauge. I don't know what the difference was. Maybe just the age. I don't know. I have no idea. I really enjoyed the pre-launch cigars, but ever since then I have not enjoyed. I mean, I enjoy them in a sense that they're good cigars to smoke. I do not frequently go in a reach for those because we do have them here in the studio. Wish I could stay, but the family calls. I'll have to catch a replay and see how that stick smokes. Have a great night. See you, Scott. And I'm glad you love that. I am glad that there's an H99 out there for you. That's one of the great things about having a ton of Vitolas for a single blend of cigar is you have such an opportunity for many people to get into a cigar. Here we go. All right. So I know you guys are already thinking, well, you said you had more stuff to show. So show. Not those. All right. So I am not particularly sure on the details of when all of these are available at lounge events. I believe I heard that at least one of these is going to be at the immediate onset launch. What's up, Hunter Otts? The immediate Drew Estate events that are going to be happening here soon. Drew Estate, I don't know if it's quarterly or bi-yearly or 3 times a year, whatever. They change up their swag. And so, they'll have branded cutters from one brand line, one part of the year, and then they'll have a branded humidor from another brand line for another part of the year, and then they'll have, other things, throughout the year they change up. And one thing that I do know that is going to be available this coming up season at Drew Estate events is, I believe this is the jar you get with a multi-box purchase. I think that's how you get this. So this is let's go this way. The Deadwood Dominicana, the girl with the Dominican heart humidor jar. This is a massive box. Now, remember, I'm 6'5", so I'm a large person. This is bigger than my head. The box itself is. It's a steady box. I'm gonna set it down so I can. I'm gonna move my microphone, and I'm gonna put it on my lap. So it's got the sleeve on it. It's one of those numbers, so it's still directionally pointed at my face so I can speak at it, and you can probably still hear me. So nice box. You've got the Deadwood Tobacco Co. Take my face out of frame. And then you've got that Deadwood Dominicana branding logo on the side. And this is kind of the tricky part because it doesn't just slide straight up like off of a box. So there's the top. Top comes off. And then you are revealed with an it looks like an urn, kind of. Which is actually kind of cool. Like imagine you're in the like cigar culture, especially like Deadwood's like your favorite or whatever, and you're like, hey, I want to get buried, but I want you to hermetically seal that thing and put my ashes in there. Whoa. Oh, she is open. So this is the jar. What's up, J Bates? This is the jar. Ooh, look at the jar. Nice little Deadwood Dominicana with the logo, and the Deadwood Dominicana, and the logo, and Deadwood, and logo, and Deadwood, and I just dropped this thing, right? That'd be hilarious. And then you've got this nice, there's a rubber seal around the top of it. And then you can jar your cigars. Who do you think you are? Jar of hearts. Get it? Throw you a Bovita pack down there. Throw you 20 cigars in there. Put your little top on there. Boop. Pop down. And now you got your Deadwood cigars. Also, the top is branded. Very nice. For like, look at that gold. It's embossed, so it's like actually like 3D feeling. This Deadwood Dominicana text on the top is not, but this Drew Estate logo is. That's kind of cool. I like that. So that is the Deadwood Dominicana cigar jar. Let me put it back in its box. So the Bob Cigar Guy can also do an unboxing if he so feels, decide to do an unboxing. Also, it keeps it safe. Now, there is a chance that we do a giveaway with this. Because we're not sure like where we would put it in the studio. We're not certain if it fits the vibe in here or not. We don't have like a Deadwood Dominicana lounge motif at all. J Bates, let me show you what I'm smoking, buddy. Hey, there's my face. Oh, face. Aha. Liga Privada H99 Feral Flying Pig. I actually got to relight it because I'm doing all the talking tonight because Bob Cigar is not here this evening. And my cigar keeps going out because you guys don't want me having my cigar hanging outside my mouth. While I'm talking. All right. Let's see. Supreme Tobacco says, ooh, that's fancy. It is fancy, but it's about to get even fancier. Whoa. Everything falling on my feet over here. There we go. J-Bates is in the building. So he says, that's pretty neat. Good size of a jar. It is a good size. Are you not? Are you a Seahawks fan there, Stogie sister? Coptic jar. Sinflow says, I hope they make a UC10 one. How do you get it again? It is a, I believe it is a multi-box purchase at a Drew Estate Lounge event. Yes, so I was going to mention that later in the show, or before, at least before we dropped off. Tomorrow at, I believe, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are not in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, do your math, walk it back, figure out what time you're supposed to be on. Drew Estate has their Barn Smoker tickets, or the VIP tickets go on sale tomorrow. So if you, I kind of like that they're doing it that way. Actually, I really do like that they're doing it this way. Because the people who try to go for VIP and they don't get VIP, and then they try to go get general admission, and general admission already sold out. It's like, oh man, that sucks. So now if you're going to go for VIP, you have the chance to go for VIP. And if you miss out VIP, you're going to have to get a chance to go for general admission at a later time. So kind of nice that they're doing it this way this year. So I wish that I could just sit here and smoke this cigar and look at you guys, and you guys could talk to me. Because I'm tired of relighting the cigar, but I will continue to relight this cigar as many times as I need to. Actually, it kind of sucks that I am smoking this cigar tonight, because as soon as the show's over tonight, usually like if the show ends, I'll hop in my truck and I'll drive home, and I'll talk to Jay Bates my whole entire ride home, because I call him every Thursday night, and I smoke a cigar as I'm driving. But tonight I'm gonna have my kids in my wife's car. Do we know how VIP will look this year? No, I have no idea. Like nobody knows until you get there. That's how it is every year. I mean, I'm sure if you order VIP tickets, there's going to be, some sort of, hey, this is what you get with your ticket purchase. I imagine it's going to be something kind of like it's been the last couple of years with, the VIP are separate in some sort of sense. I don't know if they're going to do another, big tent or something like that. What's the money usually go for? What do you mean? How much do VIP tickets cost? I don't know. I've never bought a VIP ticket for a Barn Smoker before. I know they're more expensive, but they get you more stuff. But when you talk about money, you got to talk about how much does a VIP ticket cost? How much does travel cost? Lodging, all that kind of stuff. No idea. I had no idea. I think Christine said it on her. Let's see. Let's go over here to Instagram. I'm typing my password. Come here. Do this. I'm going to go to Instagram and I'm going to search. I'm going to put in DE Christine. And it's actually Drew Estate Christine. All right.
And Drew Estate Christine. And we're here today for a major announcement. Barn Smoker 2026. Christine, dates? We have dates for you. First of all, kicking it off, Connecticut Barn Smoker, Saturday, August 8th. And then Florida Barn Smoker, Saturday, November 7th. Now, get your pen and paper, notebooks out, because here we go. Tickets will go on sale for our first set of tickets on February 20th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Those are going to be VIP tickets priced at $450.
$450.
VIP on February 20th. Second set of tickets will go on sale March 20th, general admission, $150. So if you missed out on VIP, you get a second chance for general admission. Please make sure you visit our website at www.drewestate.com and sign up for our email list. We will see you all there. See you there.
All right. So go to Drew Estate Christine on Instagram, follow her, and then look at her most recent post, because that's all the information I have. The information that is the information I have. So Hunterot's VIP Friday night dinner, I don't know. They haven't done a Friday night dinner since TE25, if I remember correctly. I think that was the last time they did a VIP dinner. But $450 for VIP, and then $150 for general admission. So I don't know what there's 2 Barn Smoker dates, one in Florida, one in Connecticut. That's all the information I have for you. Unfortunately, I wish I had more. But if you're looking for VIP tickets, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you have not signed up for emails, go to Drew Estate's website, sign up for emails. Actually, So if you're on the Drew Estate emailing list, there is a push button for buy Connecticut tickets. There is a push button for buy Florida tickets. I'm going to push the button and see where it takes me. TrueEstate.com. That's where it takes me. I don't know if TrueEstate.com is where the tickets are going to be on sale. Let's see. Includes event exclusive cigars, 11 a.m. event entry, barn smoker swag, access to all branded activations and experiences, food truck and drinks, immersive tobacco education, hands-on learning. Oh, that's the general. Sorry. VIP gets VIP only moments and experiences. Everything included with general admission, so everything that I just mentioned. Early 10 a.m. event entry, which is an hour before general admission. Exclusive VIP cigars, exclusive VIP swag, access to temperature-controlled Black Widow Saloon, curated food and beverage experience. Okay, so, Hunter Odds, do we know what VIP will look like this year? VIP will look like what it most likely looked like last year and the year before. The Black Widow Saloon is an air-conditioned, blow-up, inflatable tent. Charles Adamson has experienced it, where you have your own tables and chairs. There is a TV that broadcasts the main stage if you don't want to sit out in the heat with the fans. You also have like 24-hour service, like while you're in there. It's not 24 hours, it's the whole entire event. They make food in there, they make breakfast, they make you lunch, appetizers, drinks. You get access, you get to meet Jonathan Drew, Willie Herrera, Pedro Gomez. You get the brand ambassador cigars. Do you feel VIP was more impressive with the Friday night dinner? I mean, obviously, if you can get a ticket and experience 2 days of Barn Smoker, you are obviously, I would say, yes, obviously, VIP is more impressive if you can have a 2-a-day event. You can go Friday, and then you can go Saturday. They had the year where you could buy the ticket to go on, the VIP. You could do the VIP event on Friday. You could go to the Barn Smoker on Saturday, and then you could go to the Barn Smoker on Sunday. You could get all 3 days, which is cool. So yeah, I would say a 2-day event's way more impressive than a 1-day event. Do I think that VIP is worth it from a patron standpoint? I think if you've got the money to swing for VIP, I'd say swing for VIP. Because if I was a patron, I'm already running around and getting sweaty because I'm running around the camera, I'm helping out, I'm moving stuff from here to there and whatnot. I am event staff. Even outside of just doing media stuff for Bob the Cigar Guy. But if I was going to go to the Florida Barn Smoker as just a patron and sit and enjoy, I would want to do VIP because I would want to sit in that air-conditioned room. Because having air conditioning versus not having air conditioning, I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. Now, would I feel like it was worth it if there was an air conditioned room in Connecticut, and then we went to Connecticut and it was 65 degrees and slightly breezy and cloudy. Not sure. Not sure it's worth it in the sense of the seating, but again, you're getting like last year. What was it? They got the box of Super Ancho cigars, the Super Ancho Liga box, like 12 cigars or something like that. You got that. Then you got the 3 coffins of cigars, the H99, or not H99, the Caja China, which are 2 Herrera Habano pigs. You got the 2 Undercrown 10 Tawanis, which are Bellicoso Undercrown 10s. And then you got the 2 Savage Feast, which is a Feral Flying Pig Liga 10. So you're looking at what, 16 to possibly 18 cigars that you're getting on top of you're getting that also with the food, the drinks, the service, the private seating, the early hour in. So DE25 plus Barn Smoker was more, but you get the same food, drink, cigar with VIP. Totally worth it, is what Charles Adams says. And Charles Adamson has been a VIP to Barn Smoker. He was a VIP in Connecticut last year. So take it from him. I know that you have to take what I say with a grain of salt because, even though I am being unbiased, there is a worry of, she's just being biased because he loves Drew Estate. Because I do love Drew Estate. I'm not being biased because I love Drew Estate. I'm just telling you by my experience how because I'm an event staff, I can go into the VIP tent and get a break from the heat. And I do every year. I go straight in there and I get a break from the heat. So I'd say the air conditioner is totally worth it. All right. Would you like to see what I have to unbox next? Yes, Chief. We would love to see what you have to unbox next. Let's do one of these numbers again. Pop that bad boy out. Jay Bates, I don't know if you're still watching, but you mentioned it. Jay Bates liked the Dominicana jar, but what about that Liga jar? What? Booyah. Look at that bad boy. So, same thing again. You got that outer sleeve on the jar. You got a little homage to the broadleaf bully for Liga 9. I'm going to put it down on my lap again and unsleeve and hit my microphone at every juncture. Oh. There we go. So, top is off. Got that nice, beautiful. Well, there's nothing on top, but the Drew Estate branding for La Gran Fabrica. You get that big Liga 9. This would look really cool on like a bookshelf. Branding on that side as well. And then this jar. Now this jar is more of the look that I would go for when it comes to these jars. Not that I am a hater of the Dominicana jar, because I think it's very nice. It does look more Ernie to me. This kind of looks more cookie jar, cigar jar to me. Big embossed Liga 9 lion on there. I don't remember feeling. I think the other one was just printed for the Dominicana one. I think it was just printed on the front, where this is actually like raised, as you can see. Liga 9. It's got the Liga Privada number 9 on the bottom. It's the same exact thing on this side. And I just caught a glimpse of that. You've got that like screen printing of the La Gran Fabrica Drew Estate Grade A on there. And then, ooh, that's nice. The top it's raised, kind of like the other one had the Drew Estate logo on the top of it. This one is raised with the Liga 9 on it. It almost looks like, I think it is. Let me pull out my handy dandy flashlight. It is. So it's almost like a metal coin in the top of it. I could see somebody trying to pry that out and turn it into a necklace pendant. That's nice. I like that. To better show you what I'm talking about. Hello. Right there. So that is metal. Look at that. That is dope. I really like that. That's really cool. I like that. But it is metal. I know it looks like it's a part of the ceramic, but it's not. It's just painted black on the inside, like on the groove parts. That's nice. And then again, this is a humidor jar, so kind of hard to see because it's black. But it is a jar. I got a jar of dirt. Guess what's inside it? Put your Bota pack in there. Throw your Liga 9s in there. Ta-da! I like this jar a lot. If we give away a jar, we're going to give away that Dominicana one because I like this jar too much. This is nice. Also, this has that rubber seal around it, like the Dominicana one does. This one's a different seal. The Dominicana one had like ridges in it. This one's just smooth, unless it's inside out. Let me check. Nope. It's just smooth. Huh. Interesting how it's different. I like that. I like that a lot. Where did I put the bottom of the box? There it is. Bottom of the box also has a little bit of detail on the inside of it, kind of. It's got the tobacco leaves all the way around it. And then it just kind of sits right there in that cutout. That's nice. I like that. It's heavy too. Be careful unboxing this thing. Do it on a table if you get one. If you have a choice, if I had a choice, right? If I was making a multi-box purchase at a Drew Estate event, and if you want to, and you want to travel to a Drew Estate event and make a multi-box purchase, come to Greer, South Carolina, April 30th. We're having a Drew Estate event in the shop. Then I'll be working. And it's a Thursday, and I'll be missing Chief Talk, so that's how you can see me that night. Also, let me mention the top of the Deadwood Dominicana box is nice. Oh, wrong one. There it is. Deadwood Tobacco Co. and Drew Estate. Or by Drew Estate, sorry. Yeah. That's the jar box. I'll say 10 out of 10 unboxing experience this evening. Really a fan. I am definitely more a fan of the Liga 9 ceramic jar. One, I prefer Liga 9 over the Deadwood Dominicana. I do like the Deadwood Dominicana. I see Sammy Flo over there as being weird. But I do like the Dominicana a lot. I like Liga 9 more. But I also am more of a fan of the Liga 9 ceramic jar than I am the Dominicana jar. I mean, it's definitely, if you're somebody who likes red, Dominicana jar's way to go. I mean, that was a dope jar. But I definitely prefer the Liga 9 jar. Which, in Drew Estate fashion, they usually do things in theme. And so I expect in the future we'll have an H99 jar, maybe a Herrera Esteli jar. I would love for them to bring back Norteño so that I could get a Herrera Esteli Norteño green jar That would be dope. I think it would be cool to have like the black number 9, maybe a gray or tan T52, and then a red H99 jar. Have them all be the same shape, but different colors so that you could, 1, 2, 3 them. I love the 9 jar. Why are you so pressed that I love the 9 jar? Am I not allowed to love the 9 jar, Sammy Flo? Am I not allowed to like the number 9 jar more than I like the Deadwood Dominicana jar? To me, I think the Deadwood Dominicana jar would be a better looking jar if it looked the same shape as the number 9 jar. I feel like the Deadwood, and it kind of fits, right? It's the sugar skulls, the Dia de los Muertos kind of sort of thing. So it looking kind of like an urn kind of fits the brand. Blue Undercrown would be dope. That blue with the gold, like Undercrown 10, the blue and the gold, and then find a way to incorporate like a ribbon on it or around it or something like that. Kind of like the Undercrown 10 has the ribbon that goes over the top of the cigar. That would be dope. It'd be cool to have like, the broadleaf Nica Rustica Adobe. That Nica Rustica Adobe blue. No, just you, Sammy. Just you. New York Dominicans at that. And then, do the tan for the Nica Rustica shade. That would be fun. Be interesting. I wonder if they're going to do any of the acids. Acids got the water towers a few years ago. I wonder if they're going to do jars with the acids, or if they're going to be like, we kind of sort of did the thing. We already did the thing with acid, and we're going to leave the jars to. Which, I mean, Dominicana's, it's not acid, but it's also not traditional. I mean, it's close to traditional with it being a non-infused cigar. It's a good cigar. Oh, I need to stop talking with this cigar. I'm not giving it the flowers it deserves. Bob Ellis be all over a plush jar. Ooh, get you a purple jar. That would be kind of cool too. Is if you could find a way to get like all of, if Drew Estate could, because I'm sure they probably could, aside from maybe pink. I guess, because indigo. I guess Drew Estate couldn't truly do like the full rainbow or anything like that, but you could get close. Oh, I think these would look cool. I mean, even just the boxes themselves. Being able to kind of stack them side by side to, it'll be interesting. I'm looking at this Liga 9 box, right? And it's got the traditional Liga banding on it, right? I wonder if they're going to make it to where like you could stack the T52 box on top and then the H99 box on top of that, and then all of the bands would line up. And I'm thinking like with Dominicana, I wonder, because it looks like the band on the side, right? I wonder if they're going to do something where like maybe they do Sweet Jane, Fat Bottom Betty, or Leather Rose or something like that. In the bands could end up lining up, right? Because you've got the Dominicana band right there. I wonder if they're going to do something where maybe they become an art piece all together. That would be cool. Because the box itself is kind of rectangular, but this box part is kind of more square, more cubic instead of a rectangle. So I wonder if you could arrange them. It's not exactly a square. Well, so the Liga 9 box is a little differently shaped, a little less. Well, it's a little more narrow, than the Dominicana jar box. So you couldn't like Hollywood squares them. It'd be interesting to see what they come out with. Could do an acid jar with the rainbow accents on it. I was just thinking like how you could Roy G. Biv them, right? Like across a bookshelf or a man cave or a she shed or something like that. I think that'd be cool. But you know, Drew Estate has done. I don't have. They had their barn smoker lighters a couple years ago. The boxes had the barn smoker logo on the box. And it was on 3 faces of the box. And if you had 3 barn smoker lighter boxes, you could rotate the top one and the bottom one a different way, and it would make the full barn smoker logo on the boxes perfectly. So that was kind of cool. So maybe we'll see something like that with these jar boxes that come out. I don't know. Again, I believe it's a multi-box purchase in order to get the jar to qualify or to get the jar. Obviously, you know which jar I'd go with. Nick Jones, my brother from another mother, says, "Nice. I need some cigars sent to me." Nick Jones, you don't want to smoke cigars in that snow that you're in right now. They would absolutely blow up and destroy. Now, when that weather gets back to nominal, let me know. We'll get you your care package sent out your way. But you do not want to smoke cigars in that weather right now. That was impressive. All right, so we are here right past the hour mark. Again, my wife is at a teacher convention for the rest of the week, which means my kids are inside and they have not gone to bed yet. And I've got to get them home to go to bed because they have school tomorrow. So I'm going to end the show here. Hopefully, Bob the Cigar Guy will be back with us next week. We should have a show next week. I know last week we said we wouldn't have a show next week, but some things got moved around, and I believe I will be available next week. If we don't have a show next week, I will reconfirm over on Discord. There is no stick pick of the week this week. Again, there were not a lot of artistic shots over on the Discord this week, so you guys are getting punished with yet another week of no stick pick of the week. So it's not really punishment. It's just, hey, let's see what you guys can come up with next week. Thank you again to our show sponsors, Drew Estate Cigar, Natura Cigar, of making sure that Chief Talk can run every single week of the year when we have a show. I did exciting news. I did book our very first PCA appointment for 2026's PCA today. And I am really excited that now the ball starts rolling. So PCA will be here before we know it's middle of April, but next week is the last week of February, if my math is mathing correctly. And so while January felt like it was a year and a half, February flew by, which means March is right on its tail. March has 3 birthdays in it for my family. And they're all spaced out pretty evenly. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff during March. March is going to fly by. And then we'll be right into April. And before you know it, trade show will be here. And then we'll be off to New Orleans. All right. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. It's been fun. Hopefully you all enjoyed your cigars this evening if you were smoking them with me. I wish that I could have gotten farther into my H99 Pharaoh Flying Pig. As I'm wrapping up my computer and shutting down the studio, I am going to relight this and smoke this a little bit farther down before I go get the kids and go to bed, or take them home to go to bed. But I love you. I thank you all for hanging out with me. Make sure you're checking out the Discord. Go check out the first link in our description. Help out Jay Bates's daughter with her store if you want to. She's selling men's haberdashery stuff. She's got some cigar accessories over there, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty dope. I believe she sent us over a little care package to demonstrate like the quality of the stuff that's in her shop. I did not want to do that without Bob the Cigar Guy. Hopefully we'll have Bob the Cigar Guy back in the studio next week. We love you all. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you on the next show. Bye-bye.
Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
Time to relax. Whew. Man, I'm beat. Whew. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Show's over. Go home. Go home. Show's over. What are you waiting for? You waiting for another show? This is a one-ticket entry. Go. Bye. Go. Go. Go.